All right, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons. Uh, yeah, here we go. Let's do it. Last time, the team had just finished fighting the fungally reanimated remains of one of Reptar's adventurer friends that they brought with them, and came up back to the surface, getting away from all the things that down there in the dark. Coming up, Thoricus and Reptar realized that they had some spores in them, and the sunlight had purified them of this infestation. Walking through the village on their way to get out of the place, realized that a lot of the villages, most of the villages in the town, appeared to be avoiding the sun. Of course, there was some discussion about whether or not they're vampires or not. It's just usually how it goes around here. But Thoricus was able to clear up that, yeah, they're probably infected with these fungal spores, and it is preventing them from going in the sun and getting cured. That's pretty much where we left off, with the team putting together a plan on how they deal with that. Yeah, it's sun is setting on this day. What is your next steps, team?
We don't really have much time if the sun is setting.
Feel more secure coming out at night, wouldn't they?
Yes, but also we are less secure overnight.
I thought we were trying to do team meeting stuff as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna like jump up and down from one foot to the other with their hand in the air.
Yes.
What if we said that the meeting was at dawn so that they all travel to the meeting in the dark, and then we keep them in there, we cast daylight, and if the sun comes up, it deals with anybody who escapes.
With the stragglers.
Yeah.
That
with
is
the
very
stranglers,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we tell them a meeting at dawn because it's like really important sounding, and then everyone has to be there.
Yes. And remember, we're going to leave and then meet Wakeler on the road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we have to pretend to leave tonight, and then we could find him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or you know.
Well, if the meeting's at dawn, we have to tell them tonight.
We do.
Maybe he sent us one of those brain message things that he's on the way. Like what other people magics do. When they send you a brain message in your brain, and you sometimes, if they use the different spell, you can message them back.
Oh, yes, we have a ring of sending, so we could just pretend that we have used this.
Yeah, so we told Wakeler when we went to the mine, like, bro, you should come here. You know? Do people say that word here? I can't remember.
I should probably not be involved directly in any lying. I am not that good at it.
Is it bad if I'm good at it?
It's useful.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Like I'm not super good at it, but like I got a pretty good shot. Most of the time people believe me.
Then I say go for it. I'm well aware of the fact that I am not good at it. I tried to be a small child when we tried to get onto a boat. It did not work well. My vocabulary was too big.
You
You
were
don't
a very smart child.
I heard that a lot.
Whispers to Jun behind their hand. Does that mean how many words he uses?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Right. Have we figured out who is the most important person in this town that we need to talk to? Do we know that?
Who are you asking?
It's a good question
group
for the
at
GM.
large.
The group are
I mean,
remarkably
you could
silent
ask
right now.
you could ask Crash if you wanted to ask me.
Crash.
No, we weren't. When we were here last, they were all gone. So these people are all new.
Yeah.
But the
Mhm.
guards didn't seem like they were affected by the sun, so we can probably trust them, and they probably have a good handle on the citizens.
Do we?
But if the guards haven't noticed all the new people, that's like not good.
At the very least, the guards can point us in the direction of who to talk to about calling a town meeting.
Can we make any notes on anybody who was standing in direct sunlight that we've seen? Or is everybody sort of heading home as it gets to sunset?
Yeah, so when you guys decided to finally, really check on this and actually succeed on doing so, that's when you started really taking note of that. You can see that there are, a scattering of people who are not afraid to brave the sun and walk out, walk in between buildings and all that. But that might just be, levels of resistance to it or something to that effect. You're not really sure. But you do know that when you got here, just a quick remembrance of the part, that when you got here, standing at the gates, when you came into the mine, there's no shade there, and you know that all the guards have been standing there, guarding that the whole time. So
cool. So we have at least a group that we know is likely mostly unaffected.
Yeah. And also, you imagine, you can imagine from the instances of it that from Thyricus's and Reptar's exposure to it, that it had to have come from being down in the mines. Everybody else in this town that's not a guard is probably a miner or a laborer, so has been down in the mines, thus has an exposure point. All the guards, they haven't, they probably haven't deigned to do that, so they probably. But again,
They're paid standing around money, not doing mining work money.
Exactly. But again, this is just from your observations of sunlight, no sunlight.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Well, I'm happy to be the face of the discussion once again, and Jun will stride off confidently in the direction of the guards.
Okay. Everybody following?
Yeah.
Right. So, you start walking back towards the castle, and yep, you see that the guards are still standing there at their posts at the gate. Still the same ones that that Avril recently insulted their intelligence by saying that they can't cast magic. So when they see you coming, they're still kind of perplexed as to what the hell is exactly going on here. But
Jun's going to walk towards the one that seems most senior, whoever that is.
okay, there looks like one that's got gray facial hair poking out from underneath his helmet.
Like senior in rank, not in age necessarily.
They all seem like they're relatively the same rank, so
Okay.
age is probably your best signifier at this point. None of them are wearing any fancier garb or any you're not seeing medals or anything on them that would indicate that sort of thing. Yeah. So the only sense of seniority you can really get is age.
Okay. Jun will walk up to him and say, just the man I was looking for.
Huh? Me?
Yes, we've been in touch. We've received a message from Wakelaw. He wants us to hold a town meeting. He will be here at dawn and wants us to hold the town meeting as soon as he arrives. Who would be the person to talk to about that?
Oh, I. Well, I guess that'll be me. You hear that,
Excellent.
lads? Town meeting, everybody. Does that include us?
Absolutely, you're essential, and also the entire town. At dawn.
Oh. All right.
I
Well,
apologize to anyone who was planning on having a nap then.
okay. All right.
Wakelaw said it can't be avoided, it's very important.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll all understand.
Does does your town have like one of those little bell things that you ring it and everyone goes to the
Yeah, I guess we do, but if it's not until dawn, we probably won't worry too much about that. We'll just get somebody to send word around all of the.
at dawn we can ring the bell real loud,
Yes, I suppose we could do that if we have any stragglers.
Can I ring the bell?
Sure.
She's a very excitable young lass.
I'm just so happy to see Wakelaw again.
Okay. He turns to the person, the guard next to him. Well, you heard them. Call out all our runners and send out messages to all the lodgings that they all need to be in the town hall. Well, I guess probably the town inn. As soon as dawn, yeah, dawn. As soon as sun rises. And the guard next to him stands at attention, accepts that as his command, and runs off.
In the town tavern? Perfect. We will be there.
All right. Well, guess we'll see you there. Unless there's anything else you had from Wakelaw? Any other orders?
Not at this stage. And Jun will kind of salute and kind of turn around to go towards the tavern.
Everyone's gonna attempt to copy that gesture, but kind of like just backhand themselves in the forehead. We're talking Rimmer from Red Dwarf style,
Yeah.
like attempting to.
Really flail that arm around until he smacks
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh, Varus winces.
Jun secretly hopes that it endears most likely to the guards.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Jun kind of grins a lopsided grin and hopes secretly that it endears her to the guards slightly.
Roll me a performance check.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not performing.
You're trying to grin to give us a sense of security. No. I am very much imagining Jun going to
What level of terrifying is this?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
Considering
No,
everything.
he's just like doing a little smile at he's just
This is a normal gesture.
Okay.
I love rolling for a smile.
All right.
Avril's being cute and weird. It's cute, and he's smiling at it.
Okay, all right, all right.
Hey, John, you blushing?
I'm just like, oh man, I didn't have to roll my +8 perception, but sorry, deception, but I'm gonna have to roll like a +4 performance for smiling.
It's got a chance to be a pretty good smile.
Yeah.
Be a real stunner.
Mhm.
Oh, fuck it, why not?
I mean,
My shiny teeth and me.
it didn't have to be a particularly high performance. I
Smile
just wanted to
that's
see if,
slightly awkward.
yeah, I just wanted to see if you really fucked it up and looked menacing or not.
I do have a +8 intimidation, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. You can roll that instead if you really want.
No, I don't want to intimidate this guy right now.
Well,
I want him to like me, at least for now.
well, he does seem to regard you pleasantly at this stage. He, gives like a loose salute back. He's not. He doesn't seem like he's particularly concerned with authority, other than, taking orders from Wayclaw. And the fact that
himself.
the fact that he immediately trusted your, your claims that these are coming directly from Wayclaw, probably makes you a little bit concerned about his leadership style, but it seems to have worked in your favor.
Yep.
What are you doing?
But yes, you start walking off towards the town tavern, which, as it stands, is more of like a. This is a company town, basically. At this stage, it's all all run by the mine, owner, which at this stage is essentially seems to be Wayclaw. So there's a single inn, not tavern, but there is apparently a lot of lodgings. Yeah. So when you get to the inn, which is only a short little walk away from the gates here, you quickly notice that it is not going to be large enough to contain the entire populace of the town. It'll still hold a good few people, but yeah.
That sounds like an excuse to throw open the doors and let people gather out in the sunlight outside as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it certainly looks like it was meant for large gatherings of people, regardless. You can get maybe like 20, 30 people in there anyway. You see that it's large, relatively large area, about 60 feet by 60 feet, which is really quite handy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, currently there's only a couple of people in there at the moment. Yeah, it's interesting that a lot of these people have stayed behind, even though they're, as of yet, currently unable to do a lot of work, but they are still around. There's a couple of people, yeah, a couple of people here drinking, having a meal, and a couple of people operating the place. So, what do you guys want to do until night falls?
Errol's gonna motion to gather everyone together, if possible, and and then see Ailey and go, no, it's okay. In a minute.
Okay.
Is everyone gonna huddle up?
Sure.
I know that we need a nap, but what we should do is check for like extra doors and stuff, and like do you know how floors sometimes have doors in them, that we don't want the locals who know about those places to be able to like sneak out somehow. So we should like carefully make sure the room is able to be locked. Do you see what I mean?
Yes. See what you mean.
Okay, so maybe John and I should spend some time, getting to know some of the locals with some friendly card games. 'Cause then they might tell us if they know about, secret rooms and stuff. Just normal stuff.
You're right.
I mean, I'm not particularly adept at card games, but
Or dice, or dragon chess, or
I'll watch you play.
do you want to, get your hands in pockets?
Not not very
Like
good
like
at
I
that.
play with cards, and meanwhile you casually
Maybe we don't try and rob them before we need them to trust us enough to come to a meeting.
Okay, fine.
That is a good point.
Fine.
Yes.
Because if you get caught, then that will mean that we are not going to be credible people to have meeting status.
Turn on the charm. Got it. Fine.
Moves. Have a nice time with them.
Fine. I'll draw pictures and be nice to the locals. Jinky locals.
Wonderful.
Starts mumbling and like shuffling feet and stamping slightly.
I'm gonna go
Is
and
there anyone you want a
look at some
picture of in
things.
particular?
Give the tavern keeper a picture. I'm sure that they would appreciate a token of gratitude for all their hard work.
Fine. Shuffles and steps off towards the innkeeper.
Varys just has his mechanical eye looking around for places and things, for wherever, like trapdoors or cellar doors, perhaps, or anything like that could be.
So it was a smart idea. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, are you going to use one of its effects, or are you just going to receive?
I'm just gonna wander myself, and then let the eyeball sort of wander around as I do.
Cool. Okay. So I think we'll just play this dice based. Varys, if you want to roll me deception checks, Avril and Jun, you can roll me any of your charisma based ones if you want to go. Persuasion, deception, anything you feel like you would do to whatever angle you feel like you would go down to get information out of the populace.
Can I go with performance for the fabulous art session and entertainment?
Sure.
Ha Hell yeah.
Cool. And Thrakus, was there anything that you wanted to do as well to help in this search and endeavor?
I can roll something. What can I roll?
Well, if they're looking for hidey holes and stuff like that, that's what you're looking for. You may roll a
Yeah.
survival check.
Yes, I can do that.
30.
Survival.
30.
30.
Good thing I got a +7.
Yep,
Hell yeah.
And I roll perception
you can if you'd like to.
and just perceive things while others are doing what they're doing.
Sure.
Oh, so good.
Yep.
I'm totally mesmerized and distracted. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Yep. Everill's performance was just too great. Mesmerized. Well, so, Thoricus and Jun, you guys spend a bit of time looking around the place, going outside, inside, looking around, trying to see if there's anything that would indicate a place where people could hide in and around this building. Doesn't appear to be the case. Varys, you notice that a lot of these floorboards are relatively loose. It doesn't look like there's not like a big chunk of them that like there's like a smuggling hole or anything like that. But if if a creature or someone was desperate, they might rip up the floorboards and jump down in. Probably
Busting out through the floor is a possibility.
Yeah.
But not necessarily being utilized.
Exactly. But otherwise, your understanding of the way that this building was constructed, just from looking it over, and your technical mindset here, there's no underneath this building. It's basically been quickly put up on ground, put over with some planks of wood, and they might have dug back to stone, but that's about as far as they've gone here. It wasn't meant to be permanent. It looks like,
Yeah, for sure.
or at least it's not meant to be.
Didn't set up roots here.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a
on top of
grand
it.
thing, as most of the buildings around here are. So
Yeah.
you expect that within a couple of years, this thing's going to turn to dust. So
Fair. Varys will just relay this as he's going past, just in his mind.
Cool.
To his friends. So everyone else has the same information as well.
fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Avril, you drew a fantastic picture of the tavern keeper here.
I reassure him that it's the best one I ever did.
Yeah, and he agrees that must be one of the best pictures ever drawn.
It's a sketch of him and his wife where I've made them, or like his partner or wherever, you know what I mean? Where I've tried to make them both look as like attractive as possible and hospitable as possible. So like they're pulling a pint and like everyone looks super happy. Yeah. And I've made their bar look beautiful and clean.
Fantastic. Well, yes, he is very happy with it. So is his partner. They're really not sure how to process such a thing.
Where I come from, it's called a portrait.
Yeah, I think we call them those here too, actually.
Ooh.
I just never had
Oh.
one done of myself. That's quite a likeness.
I know that Varys thinks that I speak funny, so I will find out the proper local words from Varys. They're my friend, they're very cool.
Oh.
They're really smart, so when they say to do stuff, we all just do it because they're so clever. They always know what's best for us.
I
I'd
was
cut to
fighting
Varys.
the urge not to wink.
I'd cut to Varys with the eye just spinning around in his head as
Yeah.
he's making mental notes of like ways in and out of this building.
Yeah. Just like looking like he's sitting in like mild contemplation. He really
Yeah.
is in his head, his eyeballs whizzing around.
Yeah, it's that math meme. The numbers are all just going past.
Well, you may now roll me a persuasion check at advantage. Avril, that is. And tell me if you, yeah, give me a question you want to ask, and we'll see how he answers.
I'll take a dirty 20.
Yep, that's quality. All right. What do you want? What do you want to ask?
So, I come from a place like really far away, right? And I love traveling, so I've gone to lots of different inns. And I love learning about how people have made them in loads of different places. So, in your inn, do you have one of those like cool doors that goes underground? Like, do you have any tunnels? Do you have one of those portraits where the eyes follow you?
I can't really say we have any of those. I think you're thinking of like a cellar. You want to see where we make the beer, and he'll like take you through the kitchen,
Oh,
out back where they've just got like a bunch of barrels.
it's like when the pilot says, "Do you want to see the cockpit?"
Yeah.
To the little kid.
Yeah. Opens the door to like so the rest of the place has been like tried to be kept warm. It's been relatively insulated. Even the kitchen's kind of insulated. But it takes you through this door into an entirely stone room that it feels colder than outside. I'm not sure exactly how that all works, but they've got it to a colder temperature in here.
Yep.
Where they've kept keeping a couple of things like meats and other stuff in here. But then you get closer to one of the barrels and you feel the heat radiating a little bit off of them. So they're much warmer than the rest of the surrounding room. And he goes, "Yep, this one's been going for, well, when did we have to leave? Yeah, a couple of weeks now. Luckily it survived. No one pilfered it while we were away. Should be good keeping."
Well, you said you had to leave. I had to leave home once. What did you have to leave for?
Oh, there were robots coming out of the mine. We had to evacuate.
Robots. Whoa, that would be so scary. I
Yeah.
don't know what a robot is, but that sounds terrifying.
Oh, like your friend, the robot man.
Oh, you mean Crash. So crashes were coming out of the mine. Cool.
Yeah, but they were not like
But-
kid. They were scary. They're black.
Oh. So, were you scared of Crash when you saw him with us?
A little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that must... Okay, I'll tell him. We could put a disguise on him so he doesn't look scary.
Oh, I think people realize that he's not bad, but he's so shiny. You know, he's not the black color like the other ones were.
Okay. Oh, so how did you get saved from the robot peoples? Like, surely that must have been scary.
Oh, it was. A lot of people didn't make it, but all the rest of us we just sort of ran. They eventually, stopped chasing. So I think they just wanted to protect the mine. And some adventurers showed up and well, they broke a bunch of them down, and then we got straight back to it.
Oh, okay. So you got rescued from robots, and wow. So those mines sound really dangerous. Did you know we went to the mines?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's kind of scary in there, kind of spooky. We weren't there very long. We didn't see much.
Oh, you didn't see much?
No, we just kind of like went into the start of it, and then we thought we better come back because we got that message from Wayclaw and and magic, like a magic message. Sorry, I know that's like offensive to say here, but I got in trouble when I spoke about magic earlier. I didn't mean to.
Roll me a deception check.
Hang on, let's press the right button, shall we? Deception. Oh, thank God.
For a second, that looked scary.
I know, I saw that dice go and I'm like, no, thank you, ma'am.
Oh, yeah. I heard that there was something like that happening at town meeting, huh? Any hints as to what it's about? You like
Oh,
gives you like a playful like nudge on the shoulder.
I'm so sorry. So I wasn't the one who got the magic message. I'm just part of the crew, you know. My job is to draw pictures for friendly, amazing townsfolk like yourself, and also to be very good at some bits of magic if we need it. But I don't do all of it. I'm like one of those book learny people like with magic. Like is it? I think they call them wizards.
Sure.
Never met one.
Me neither.
I'm not like a book learny, like a I've only just started school. Never went to a real school before.
I see. And he's like, really not sure. Like, this is a child I am speaking to. I see. For sure.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not gonna drink the booze just because I know where it's made.
Yeah.
I've had some before, but Ailey got upset when I drank it, so I don't think I should have too much, you know?
No, I mean,
I think that's boring grown
I
up
think
stuff, you know?
I think you're old enough. You probably could handle it, but that's understandable if you don't want to. It's not always that tasty. Yeah, honestly, for
Dunno.
kids.
It's kind of bitter, you know?
Yeah.
But is there anything else going on in your cool tavern? Like, have you ever had any like stuff you've had to run away from in here, and like you have a sneaky place to hide? Because that's like the coolest places I've ever seen in taverns. Is always like the sneaky back room, you know?
Well, we don't have anywhere particularly sneaky. We haven't really put this place together for anything like that. I mean, if we had to run away from something, which I guess some people did, was they just ran upstairs to the rooms that are above. There's not, we don't have like proper lodgings or anything like that. But
Is it just a staircase that goes up there?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Speaking of that, you guys need to be here in the morning, right? Do you need lodgings at all?
Oh, if there are available, I'm sure that my friends would be very grateful.
Yeah, sure. We'll happily take you in for the night. No, free of
Oh
charge.
goodness, would you?
Yeah, of course.
That's so wonderful. And Everill's just like being the ultimate little kid charm, like aggressively, like butter would not melt.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go. Oh God, goodness! I'll go tell my friends right now. That's so special. I'll go back out to the bar. Like, goodness, friends, it's so nice. That this lovely man has said that we could stay here for the night. He was telling me all about how they didn't build any like secret rooms or tunnels when they built this in because they're really honest people. And you know that the only place that they've ever had to go was away when the robots came. Isn't that interesting? like just trying to kind of like not wink at the whole team.
Ooh.
Yes, this is very interesting. Thank you, Evro.
Oh, great, right? Oh, goodness, I'm so sorry, sir. I forgot to ask. What's your name?
Gerald.
Gerald. Gerald.
Yeah,
Sorry,
with a
sir.
G.
Okay. I'm not from here. Sorry, boss. I'm still learning.
That's fine. Do you need me to spell it?
Is I'm hoping beyond all might that I'm being like beyond adorable. Like fingers crossed that it works.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so they want us to stay. I'm next minute, like, what if they're just fooling the shit out of me and they're not fooled at all? Like, oh god, insight
Well,
check.
yeah,
Does he,
sure.
does he know?
Roll an insight check. Go ahead.
What if I'm getting trolled? Like, check that he's not like full of shit, you know? Oh yeah, this man's definitely telling me the truth. He's
Oh, yeah.
never told a lie.
Yeah.
Like,
He seems
yeah.
completely at odds with
Obviously.
you. He's
Yeah,
good. He's a cool guy. He's
Yeah, and
offering
I'm
you the
not-
stuff out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah, and I'm not like the littlest bit naive. Like, you know,
No.
I
No,
know.
No, you are the smartest. You know,
I am so smart, in
Mhm.
fact.
and modest.
Yep. Yes, very. Like the most.
Yeah.
No one's more modest than me.
Mm.
In fact, I'm so good at being modest. It's like the thing that I am the best at.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so I will convey to my friends that there is a place for us to be if we want to be.
All right.
I think yawns. I could do with a nap because I didn't nap so good the other day, and I like maybe that's why the flame wouldn't go on when I tried to make the flame go on, you know?
Weren't up reading books or anything, were you?
No, look, is it
Varys tuts and walks off to the room.
Everill's mentally like noting that they should check their page numbers and not move the bookmark next time. Like, all right. So is it bedtime, gang?
I feel like it's bedtime IRL.
Oh,
I tried so hard not to yawn.
Oh.
oh my bad. I set you off too.
You sure did.
I'm so
Aw.
sorry. Have a
Um,
freshly baked cookie made just for you. They'll get you awake.
I've already had 3 that are all good.
Excellent. Excellent.
Jin, I think, is as they're going to go to bed, is gonna mumble to Varys and Thrakus, like, if this is this passage up to the thing is the only kind of back way out, we can lock it as we come down into the meeting in the morning. Yeah.
I will convey like everything that I've learned and noticed. There was this barrel downstairs and it's like warm. Is there warm alcohol?
Ailey will speak up at this point,
Yeah.
knowing
Yes.
exactly how
Absolute
alcohol is
word.
made, and be like, "Oh, really? They're brewing their own beer down here? Well, I'm going back downstairs." Well, it's not going to be. I mean, I guess it's just a regular long rest at this point.
I think before they go to sleep,
Mhm.
I think it's a sensible idea, like, if we have one room to kind of bar the door and, like, make sure that, like, sleep in shifts, make sure we're not going to get surprised by fungus people. But also,
Absolutely.
Jun would like to talk to Reptar, who, if I'm remembering correctly, is a member of the party that Wayclaw sent us after.
Yes, at least that's what you inferred.
Okay, and I think Jun just wants to get more of their story, because how did they fight off a bunch of black constructs, and what happened to the rest of the party, and why, like, how did this one survive? And
Okay,
he has questions.
fair.
Unresolved things.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think he's also aware that he's not the most insightful dude. So he's gonna try and have a conversation with Reptar, with Varys and Thrakus, and like, so it's not kind of, yeah, just kind of trying to make it obvious to everyone else in the party that that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to glean more information without making it obvious to Reptar.
Okay.
The Black Constructs was us, though, was it not?
So, yes, that is something that
Ah.
Varys and Thrakus and Ailey will be able to fill you, and Crash will be able to fill you in on. That the initial dealings with the Black Constructs that came out of the ground and attacked the first place, and specifically the Clockwork Bahir.
Here, that was the
Yeah.
name.
That was dealt with. They'll be able to fill you in that they fought off a couple of those. As far as they were aware, there was still some remaining that just didn't follow when they ran off with the head of the Bahir. But yeah, Reptar seems forthcoming. You guys can roll insight checks if you would like to.
Inside check. Excellent.
Why would we trust anyone?
Since fair.
Even if they have a really cool name like Reptar.
Even if I start hearing do 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 every time I hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about right.
See, this is why I did it with you guys.
Should I also?
If you want to, I think Varys is going to be able to provide any insights here. But you can do any other.
Would absolutely be like,
Yeah, I think.
who are you?
Yeah.
I think
I mean-
it's gonna be like maintaining the conversation, and so that like Varys and Thrakus and Avril, if they want to, can all kind of like be paying attention to get insight out of it, and he doesn't have to. He's just like asking questions.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm just asking questions. Thrakus, I imagine that you probably, in your hatred, want to do other things than just.
So sus. Unbelievably sus.
Yeah. So I imagine there's other things that you want to do that just do insights, which you may also do if you would like. You know, like
Sorry, like what?
like you're getting a good look at him stuff, your hunter sense stuff.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
And I also imagine you probably
Who are ya?
do your old primeval awareness stuff at the same time.
Yeah, like that would help with the townsfolk and stuff too.
Yep.
There is my big evil eye.
Okay. So, from a hunter's sense perspective, you get no additional immunities, resistances, vulnerabilities, anything like that. You don't know if that's from some sort of divination, hiding, or anything like that, or if they're just a regular person. It's the same reading you would get from a regular person. So, but your primeval awareness will go off. This is not your favored terrain. It's only within a mile, but you get aberrations. You get no celestials, no dragons, no elementals. You get fae. You get that constant fiend feeling, but no like genuine fiends there. and you get undead all within a mile. So
Just a few things.
aberrations, fey, and undead within a mile.
Does the Rakus get the sense that the Fae is like Jinn, or is it?
At this point, you are able to filter Jinn out of that, I would say, having been around them long enough. You understand their feelings as opposed to other Fae feelings. So you are able to filter Jinn out of it. And so there is another Fae presence here that's not Jinn within a mile.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, Varys and Thrakus, you get the sense that Ripta is telling the truth. That they are finally becoming more relaxed from their absolutely crazy adrenaline high that they were running on previously. Finally coming down and able to get words out without really without too many problems. They're able to get all that stuff out. And they, as Jinn is trying to get specific information out of them, they detail that, yes, there was some adventurers sent after you guys came back to clean up the rest of the clockworks. It was just from Riptile's knowledge of it, there was just a lot of them that were sent, not necessarily strong ones, and there were a few casualties out of that, but they weren't there for that. They were on the next set of people who were sent in, which is when the mine was shut down a couple of weeks ago, not just recently. The mine was shut down again due to the finding of the temple and the at the time unknown creatures were found in the mine. That's when her paladin friend, another ranger, and another fighter, so team of four, who were had just arrived off the ship, basically, had come just like the rest of the team here had come, looking for adventure and money, and Wayclaw offered them a whole lot of gold to not necessarily go and fight what was down there, but go and actually figure it out. When they went down there, all three of her friends were killed by these mushroom creatures who had infected miners, as well as other unidentifiable creatures that they were able to find. And the only reason that she was able to escape is because she has an ability that when she is greatly hurt, she will just automatically wild shape into a bunch of rats, and be not completely in control of those rats because of her damaged state, and they'll just run, and they will run out of hide. And that was the only reason that she was able to survive. Once they had run away long enough that she was able to regain her senses within their collective consciousness of individual rats, she was able to realize that her friends were dead, things were bad, and she didn't know how to get out. Basically, she didn't know what she was going to do. She was stuck in that transformation for days, and hence why she is so shaken by that thing, that she was stuck in multiple rats for days, until basically while she was in that form, the mushroom creatures were hunting for her, and she was like constantly having individual rats trying to run away from these creatures, until something happened a few hours before she ran into you guys, where suddenly all the mushrooms creatures just stopped searching for her. Like they basically seemed like they had given up, but they also sort of went like sort of stagnant, like they just like decided to chill all of a sudden. And that's when she decided to make a break for it, found you guys, and you know the story.
Hmm.
Varys will just give a small nod to both Thoracus and go.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. Yeah, I I don't really know what to do now. I guess I'll just head back to Hiroga and see if I can offer my services to anybody else. I'll stay for trying to clean up anybody else who's infected, but yeah.
Hmm. Yes, hopefully it will be easier to figure out in the morning.
That would be nice.
All right. So, sleepy time.
Mm-hmm.
Sleepy time.
Okay. How do you want to do your sleepy times? You're taking watches, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like lock and bar the door and stuff just in case a bunch of mushroom people try and swarm us or something.
Okay. So, you push one of the desks of the room up into the door. Did you mean to do that? No? Okay, cool. I wish
Don't
that-
mind me.
So, there's obviously, a cuck chair, as all hotels and motels will have in the bedroom. So you put that up against the door, as well as a desk and cabinet in there to help secure that. Just completely securing the door from anyone coming in. Then you get ready to take watches. Who wants to go first? Anyone?
Everyone's gonna do the old put their thumb on their head. Bag's not first, I'm tired.
I can do a watch.
Jin has already curled up into a ball in his cat form and look like is pretending to be asleep, but then he like gets his thumb and like quietly puts it on his forehead.
I
Marcus
will-
is too busy not trusting Ripta to sleep right now.
Yeah. Wake me. I will take second watch.
Okay. If the fungus people don't come first.
Yes, fair enough. Varys will reach into his coat before he gets into bed and bring out fluffy Gregory beefers and just whisper to him, "Keep an eye out while we sleep, please." And just throws him up into the air.
The little gargoyle creature will give a little nod and then flap vigorously to stay in the air before going up a little bit higher and like, getting into the rafters.
Cool. And Varys goes to sleep.
Cool. Crash will sit his ass down on the floor, facing towards the door. Just go in that. Riptire will curl up on one of the beds. Probably. Avril, what? Actually, probably check what Avril's doing first. Avril, what are you doing?
Trying to nap and not trying to read.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. I do
I'd
actually
say-
need full night's sleep or I will get yelled at, and also I like setting fire to stuff. Turns
fair.
out I can't do that if I don't get a full night's sleep.
Yeah,
Who would have guessed
thought?
it? Who would have
I was-
thought that the adults around me, the adult man babies and children around me, would actually have had good ideas?
It's crazy.
Amazing. Yeah, it's nuts.
Right.
Cool. Well, Reptile will climb to the bed closest to you as well. As a source of comfort at this point.
Mhm.
But yes. The Ruckus. You may go ahead and roll your perception checks. It's yours and Codswallop's.
Yes. Here's mine. Okay. Ooh, come on, Codswallop. Pa, pa, pa. Be perceptive. Thank you, Codswallop.
Alright. Well, Codswallop sniffs around the room for a little bit before settling in next to you. Not staying awake while you're awake. Staying alert. As the sun finally sets and you have to look out with your dark vision as opposed to the light through the window, you start to hear throughout your watch. It's a familiar sound from the nights that you've spent in the deep forest of creaking, like large trees moving around in the wind. But you are nowhere near any large trees.
Strange.
But it doesn't happen constantly. Comes on enough. Just a couple of instances where you just, for a few minutes, you will just hear. There's like the twisting of branches and creaking of wood.
Enough to just, creep me out a lot.
Yeah.
Make me jump. Oh dear.
But otherwise, there's no knocks at the door, no other sounds from inside the tavern, at least as far as you can hear, other than you did hear somebody walk up the stairs later into the evening and enter into one of the other rooms and close the door behind. So,
There be movement in these halls.
all right, who's next? Varys? How do you go about waking Varys the Ruckus?
Gently.
Hello.
There
Yeah. Hi, that's me.
is your turn.
Okay. Any weird mushroom things?
No, but there's definitely people up and moving around
Inside or outside?
inside. And there's weird tree noises. I don't know,
Okay.
man. You gotta keep an eye out.
Oh, I will. That I will.
Or maybe keep it in your head. It's probably gonna do better that way.
Well, I feel like I can actually do both.
Do what
I'll
you
let you know.
want.
Absolutely, I would.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, if I can sleep.
I'm on the case. Don't worry about it. Varys gets up out of bed and is going to take his watch.
Cool.
I would like to do a couple of things if I can.
All right.
So I haven't actually used these yet, I don't think. I would like to do some tandem stuff with my homunculus servant.
Okay.
I would like for Varys to use Detect Magic and channel it through his homunculus servant, which he's going to have sort of just fly around the building to do a scan, essentially, just for any points of magic that might be around.
Okay. So for detect magic, that's coming from the eye.
The eye. Yeah, so I can use spells with a range of self through my homunculus servant. It has a reaction called channel magic, I think.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah, channel magic. So it can deliver a spell that has a range of touch. So the self one, I assume, would count for that.
Cool.
And it just has to be within 120 feet. So I just want him to do like a big skim around the building sort of thing.
Sweet. Yep. So you call them down from the rafters.
Yes.
You're not really sure how all this magic stuff works still to this day. So
yeah, he's got his hand on Fox's Folly, and he's sort of trying to think of how this is gonna line up.
I'd say that for you lift the eye patch off for a brief moment, flashing the entire room with green, and then and then you feel the magic.
Flashing us? Oh, wow.
And you feel the not entirely unpleasant heat sort of radiate from the eye briefly, travel through your body into fluffy guru beefers, and it's almost the same feeling that you're getting from the eye. You're now getting from him, but not the entire visibility that you have from the eye.
Yeah.
Instead, you're now getting a sense of everything in his periphery. Like you're suddenly sensing, you're suddenly sensing from through him, which is disorientating, but you're getting used to it now.
That's starting to become a bit of a theme.
Yeah, this remote perception that you constantly seem to have. You're really getting used to it, but you suddenly sense in the room all of the magical items.
Okay.
That are in this room.
Ow.
This
whole room's
like everyone's covered in magical items. Avril is very brightly glowing with magic, not just from their items.
Varys' one remaining eye is just watering as he's looking around.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So you have to very quickly and hurriedly get, open up the window and get Fluffy Gregory was out.
Like doing this with one eye while trying to navigate people as well. Yeah. Cool. He has Fluffy Gregory Beefers has 60 feet of dark vision and a passive perception of 18 as well.
Yep. So you send him out and send him to fly and find stuff.
Just do some recon.
Yep. So your detect magic is coming back from him, so you're getting a feeling of sensing around him. There is innate magic in the air, so you do get a sense of the entire range of his feeling from that. And you get him to fly around the building. So are you going for like as much space as possible, or do you want him to get close to the ground? How do you want to play it?
Just cover as much area as possible, I think. Yeah, within that 120 feet.
Cool. So he flies up about 120 feet, so the very range to touch the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Flies all the way around. You get, you don't really get anything.
Sorry, but
Yep, you don't really get any additional magical feeling as he is going around. There's a light flicker of magic as he gets a little bit close to your room again. But otherwise, nothing in particular. And flies back into the window. Your feelings light up again.
Ooh. Okay, and just for fun, and because it does last a while, I would like to do the same thing, but with see invisibility.
Okay. That one's gonna be interesting.
That one there, and yeah, the Uzma, what's it? Where is it? There we go. Yeah. Let's see what we can see.
Yep. Okay. I really quickly need to search this because
That's not good.
no, it's just going to be difficult because I'm not sure how much the servant can communicate to you. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, because it does understand languages, but it doesn't speak.
Yeah, exactly. So it will do everything that you ask it to do. It can channel magic through it.
Can it write?
It would be able to write, yes.
So if it comes up with anything, then note it down, type of thing. Like come back and show me what's important,
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think probably what would be better in this case is you have the ability to print images as well.
Yes.
So it would share that ability.
Cool.
So, you'd set it to go look for things of invisibility with the ability to see invisible things on it, and send it out and have it fly back and print those things on paper.
Hell yeah.
But season thing. So, goes out, does the same, fly around again. Now seeing invisibility as well. So you're still getting senses back from it for detect magic.
That does last 10 minutes, and then see invisibility is an hour.
Okay, yep. So 10 minutes would be up by then. So that stops. You cast see invisibility on it, so it can now see invisibility. And
yeah. So with this one, we could probably do multiple things, because I think I can only do one page at a time. But
cool. Yep.
Yeah. At least a longer time frame on it.
Fine. There's nothing about how far homunculus can go.
Yeah, the range of the spell itself would be 120. For the ability, sorry. Channel magic. It must be within 120 feet of you.
Yeah, so you would be able to channel. You'd be able to channel the magic through it, with it being that far away. But the spell itself would last on it for that long, and concentration doesn't require it to stay within a range either. So unless you lost concentration on it, it would still the homunculus itself would still have see invisibility during that period, so it can do a full 10 minutes. Sorry, a full hour of flying around if you would like it to do that.
Yeah, let him see the sights.
Okay.
With his cool ability as well too. It's been a while. He's been cooped up in his sapphire for a while.
Sweet. Cool. In that case, I will get you to roll me.
Mm-hmm.
What does his stat block say? That's a passive perception of 16, you said?
I think it's 10 plus proficiency bonus doubled. So that would be proficiency bonus away at 4.
So it'll be 14?
So 8
8.
if it's times 2.
So it'll be 18. Passive perception.
Killer 7. I'll 7 grab the actual stat block. But yes. Passive should be 18.
Mm. Yeah. So it has a natural 0. But it's, times 2, proficiency bonus.
Or was I looking at the wrong one? I think this perception is just 10. Or am I? No, it does the extra things, that's all.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Strange.
I'm imagining that it's supposed to be sharing your wisdom.
Yeah, I'd say either wisdom or intelligence because it's a thing.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Let's say for the case of this that it's going to share your wisdom. So I have a +2 to perception and then times 2.
Okay.
So it'll have a +4 for this. So roll a d20 +4.
Okay.
Perception check from. Well, okay.
Ooh. This boy wanted to see some stuff.
Yep, he really did. He is very much looking for this stuff. Okay, so you give him the full hour for him to fly around, sit there, looking at your watch, your pocket watch,
Yep.
waiting for him to come back, and then you suddenly feel him re-enter your range, 120 feet, and then fly very fast through the window, open window, of course, and just plunk his claws into the table that you're sitting at. Very rushed movements, and just immediately start printing out your requested prints of anything that he's seen, and you start getting aerial shots of a lot of people moving around.
Oh.
So everywhere that he has looked over the city, there appears to be miners and people still just going about their business. He flew over where the mine is. There apparently are no guards there at night, but the doors are still shut, and it doesn't look like there were any people, commoners, around it. At least when Fluffy went past it. But otherwise, you've got a pretty good Google Maps view of the city right now.
Cool.
And they're just, everybody's still moving around.
Varys does his best to sort of sketch out just rough approximations of what Fluffy has brought back. That's a lot of movement. And feeling very, very tired after this, we'll wake up whoever's on next watch.
Cool. Who's on next watch?
Probably Jen.
Probably. Yeah. I imagine Varus would wake him up. So I've been doing some reconnaissance, and my head kind of hurts because I've been trying to focus and look at things from 3 different eyes. But here, and he will just sort of push the sketches. So this was the activity over my portion of the watch.
Jen will kind of scowl initially when he's kind of woken up, but then we'll see that it's Varus and we'll kind of right and kind of we'll look at the diagrams that Varus has drawn and kind of go, are they all just moving around like it's a day, or are they organized in some fashion?
Fluffy will sort of fly down and just look as proud as a blue sapphire golem can. And Varus basically follows up and says, yes, it seems like they were moving around as if it was normal for them, like it was just kind of every day. Not sure if it's organized, but they seem to know where they're going.
Yes, from the images that you were able to get from Fluffy, it didn't look like there was any specific, congregation to them or anything like that. Wasn't like that they were all heading in one direction or anything like that.
Not like chanting loudly or anything like that, carrying torches.
Again, it's
Moving
only
towards the room we're staying in.
yeah.
With glowing mushroom eyes.
Yeah.
Again, you are only getting stenciled drawings of this. He didn't have color pencils. He's just able to print out what he saw. So yeah, in the stencil, it is picture perfect images, of course, but it's still no coloring, just static stuff. But from what you were able to see of the images that he took, they weren't all going in a specific direction. They weren't they weren't carrying anything or anything. It just looked like they were just up and about and moving. It didn't even look like they were going to like jobs or doing their regular their things. It just looked like that they just wanted to move around.
Like they'd been cooped up all day.
Yeah.
Weird. Anyway, yeah. So that was the watch. Have fun. I'm gonna go sleep now. Good night. And then Varus immediately falls face first into his pillow. Doesn't even bother like getting undressed or anything.
Jin will just kind of nod. He's gonna pull out his packed blade. He's in cat form.
Yep.
Are there any windows in the room that we're in?
Yep. So that's where Fopagiri was left out. It's probably still open, as Varus just immediately went back to sleep. So you can see out as far as your eyes can see.
Cool. Yeah, and Jin's eyes can see pretty heckin' well.
They sure can.
So he's going to, without turning any lights on or making any indication to anyone outside that anyone outside can notice, he's just gonna start by listening at the door for a little bit, and then is going to, as long as he doesn't hear anything at the door, kind of go look out the window for a bit and like kind of pace back and forth between the two.
Cool. Roll me a perception check.
Oh. So good.
Yeah. Great. Stuff.
I
Okay.
think in between pacing, he will pray to the Queen of Air and Darkness and also to Null to give him an update, like,
Yep.
and just kind of let each of them know what's going on.
Okay. Well, you get silent acknowledgement from both of them. Obviously, Nels is lesser and waned, whereas the Queen's is prompt and quicker than you would even expect. Like as you're finishing up, and you immediately get back a quick feeling of, all right, sounds good.
Like even a kind of thumbs up vibe rather than just a yeah, I heard you.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Which I imagine puts you off a little bit. They're really not sure what's going on there and spend a little bit too much time really thinking heavily about why they're so like this. And struggle to listen. Yeah, struggle to listen at the door very well. You don't hear any movement outside the door. But you do, once you stop like really focusing on the door, hear the same creaking, like trees moving, big old ancient trees moving around in the wind, which is not something you're familiar with. But you know of it, something that has been described to you previously, and you probably have spent 1 or 2 nights in the forests at some point. So it's not an unnatural sound for sure, but it is creepy because there are no trees. So weird.
Yeah.
You look out the window, and you've got quite the sight. So you can get a real good look out that window, and scan the street below, and in between some of the buildings. And you see exactly what Varys described and showed you scenes of, which is just townsfolk walking around. Very, very much aimlessly. You see one of them walk up to what would be would be like the entrance to a building. They don't try the door. They don't push on it or anything. They just walk up to it, stop for a moment, turn around, walk somewhere else.
Weird. Looking out onto the street, because Jin can see it, like everyone moving around so easily, does he notice any kind of symmetry between the sounds he's hearing and the movement of the people?
Yeah. You could like kind of put the two together. The sounds aren't happening constantly. They're just like every few minutes or so. It happens for a few minutes. When they are happening, you're not seeing. You're certainly not seeing them be affected by it at all. And they do seem to be moving in, like, you could call it in time with the sound, but again, they're still moving when the sound's not happening as well. So
So
I'm
they're
not sure
not
if-
causing the sound.
they don't seem to be causing the sound, but they could be. From what you're getting from it, they could be related.
Interesting. Yeah, I think Jin's just gonna keep paying attention and trying to find patterns in it, and be confused about his
Okay.
patrons.
Roll me an insight check.
Because he's so insightful.
Yeah. Cool. No idea what your patron's doing. No idea what's going on outside. Shit's just confusing today.
I think Jin has like unlocked a secret new fear, and it's playing on his mind, and he's like, I'm not making heads nor tails of anything because I can't stop thinking about this new fear that I didn't realize I had before. Shit.
All right. Well, who are you waking up for? What would be the final watch?
Probably Ailey.
Probably Ailey.
Yeah, because I mean, making the kid do watch is a bit mean.
Okay.
Especially after such a hard. Like, the kid didn't sleep properly last time, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like, if she asked to be woken, then he might wake Ailey and Avril. But yeah.
Avril, would you have indicated previously that you would want to watch? I don't believe that you would have. Avril?
God damn, I was talking and my mic was in the wrong place. I was teasing John even about being like, hey, I've said I do watch at points before, and then wondered why y'all were like, nah, I can't hear you.
Yep. Classic.
Indeed.
So what I was saying was previously I have them watch and that's not a problem.
Mhm.
But this particular night I distinctly remember putting my thumb on my forehead and saying bag's not.
That's
So
true.
John is quite right.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. So that was intended to be about watch full stop, not just the first one.
It was Errol being a child about needing a sleep.
Yes, I think he'll just wake up Ailey.
Never not been able to turn on the flame before. That's kind of scary, yo.
All right. Well, you find Ailey in a pile of wings and claws, smelling heavily of beer. But as you rouse them from their slumber, they are immediately awake and energetic. Ah! Well, what's been happening?
Weird shit, my dude. Weird shit.
Oh.
And so Jun will kind of explain pretty much identically to how Varys did it, what happened during Varys's shift, and then what he's experienced in his shift. And he'll be like, I think there's a weird pattern with the noise and the move, but I don't know what the relationship is. Like, I'm confused. I'm going to bed. Just please wake us up on time. It's important.
Oh, all right.
And then, like, he curls up in a chair, like, around his packed scythe. So it's like this weirdly, like dark tabby cat curled around a scythe that's vaguely reminiscent of the way that some dudes who think they're cool lean on like staves and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
am picturing it so clearly.
Okay.
Why did she do an intelligence check?
Because she's not. Sorry, they are not here to provide her stuff here. So I done an intelligence check to see how intelligent Ailey is going to be about this whole situation. So they rolled pretty good. Yeah, you don't know what they did during the night. But you do know at the crack of dawn, you will all be awoken to Ailey being like, "Hey, guys, where's Reptar?"
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Everyone's
You weren't
gonna
keeping an eye on Riptar?
snort awake and check my pockets.
And you will find 2 rats in your pockets,
Oh,
rousing from sleep.
Like holding up 2 rats. That one. And this puts rats back in pocket.
Before you're able to get the red one back into the pocket, they will transform back into their self, and also like rubbing sleep from eyes. Like, what?
You're probably gonna hear something akin to while I'm trying to go back to sleep.
Raptor. Jin does a little like twirl, balancing on his packed scythe.
But as you are all awakening, Ailey will regale you with what they did while they were on watch, and say that they got bored sitting here listening to all the creaking and the weird stuff. Flew around outside for a bit after climbing out the window and struggling to do so. And yeah, those guys were really weird and just walking around all over the place. Couldn't see if they were like doing anything. But they all stayed away from the mine. They were just sort of just like going around in a circle around it.
Huh.
But not like all the same way, just like, yeah,
okay.
weird. But yeah, it's daylight now. You see the very cracks of dawn, the tiny little flicks of sunlight on the horizon through your window.
Time for bell ringing.
Mm-hmm. We have a Wayclaw to bring into the city.
Yes.
What? Something about a bell?
Yes, you
Hey,
get to ring the bell.
Rubbing sleep out of eyes aggressively.
Hey, Riptar,
But yeah.
if you can be a rat, can you be a horse?
Yeah, I can be a horse.
Cool. Wanna be my horse? Or, I mean, Wayclaw's horse?
Sure.
Sweet. It'll be much easier to pull off this lie if we have a horse.
Do any of you have a saddle?
Like
Not
these
that would.
magic ones? For our very conspicuous horses?
Does Wayclaw use a saddle?
I mean, he's
probably like
he's rich,
too
right?
cool.
Like, surely he doesn't want to be riding bareback.
Does Wayclaw
You
ride
don't know.
horses?
Maybe he does. Is it really wake up time already?
Yes, it's wake up time.
Oh,
Oh yeah, everyone should roll a long rest.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be
Yes.
sure we've all done it this time.
Oh, yay! No more negative.
Yes, I need to make sure I've got the right spells.
Yes. To do
Yes. Long rest. Spells. What spells did we want, peeps?
That's a good question, actually.
Daylight spells.
Well, yes, of course.
And lying spells and stopping people from running out of building spells.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing first?
I think Jun and Ripta. I was gonna ask what her name was. Because like, yeah, an important part of the scheme is Wayclaw comes into town. So I think Jun and Ripta will sneak out and maybe like try and steal a saddle on the way past like an appropriate thing that has saddles. And kind of get far enough out of town. Maybe he would have woken up slightly earlier to do this. Get far enough out of town that they can kind of make a convincing entrance.
Yeah. Well. All right. Well, let's do two things. Roll me stealth check.
God damn it.
Yep.
And Reptar also roll a stealth check.
Yep.
Hey, not bad.
All right. So you're sneaking out of town. You will pass by stables on the way for sure. So also roll me a sleight of hand check.
God damn. Can I do it with advantage with help from Reptar?
I'm not sure how much help they're gonna be.
God damn. We are being stealthy though.
You are being stealthy, so yeah, right. You can have advantage.
Yes. Huh? How do I do advantage now?
Hover over the little thing and click the up arrow.
Such a difference.
Yep. Well, luckily, as it is almost dawn, there is not really anybody around, so your sleight of hand check was successful. You managed to slink off with a saddle. Spend a little while making your way out of town with Reptar in tow. What is everyone else doing while Jun appears the Wayclaw part of this equation? Anybody?
Good question.
Know that Thoracus is preparing spells.
Mm-hmm.
Varys, you've obviously got tinkering things you could do.
Yeah.
Avril, got. Yes, you don't really have a lot of things on hand you could prepare.
Yeah.
I guess you could read your book. What do you think you would have had the
So-
foresight to ask Jim about the lamp of spell storing?
Probably not, because like I say, was busy doing a fucking snore.
That's true.
A heckin' snore. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, we really care about saying fuck on this channel.
Yeah.
I know, but in character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then What was I gonna say? I don't know. You tell me. Wait. I had a thought. I was gonna go and grab the innkeeper and start being absolutely charming and disarming, so that everyone else can do sneaky things.
Okay.
They're clearly a fan of my work, so you know.
All right.
It would be a case of being like, can you do breakfast?
Okay. So you go downstairs and attempt to put on the charms
rub-
for that.
Rubbing the sleep out of my eyes and telling them that I'll draw more pictures of them cooking me breakfast. If you know, it's good for the good for business. They can put them on the walls. You know.
Yep.
Apparently I'm reasonably famous. I've had at least one picture signed for someone. They said that makes me famous. So.
Yep.
Yep.
So go ahead and roll me a persuasion with advantage. Well,
I may as well. It could be. You know. Yep. I'm getting the bad rolls out of the way there, boss. Yep.
Cool. Well, you you successfully managed to get the innkeeper to to fetch you breakfast. You and the team, and successfully help distract them away from whatever Jun and Reptar are doing. Yeah. Anyone else with anything they would like to do?
Not getting too drowned in the muck of it, but Ferris would be working on the fire starter gloves for Avril.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. Well, back down to Jun. How far out of the city you reckon you'll get before you turn back?
Just like around a bend or something, so that we can convincingly appear, just in case someone's, steering off in that direction.
Okay, cool. Get off far enough away, and you're pretty sure no one's going to be looking, and you don't see anybody else on the road, and you transform into a perfect likeness of Wayclaw and Reptar. No, go ahead.
Oh, and my cloak of many fashions becomes the absolutely what Wayclaw would wear.
Yep. Donned in emerald and green coloured wares. Something a little bit warmer for this snowier, colder region. Reptar is shocked and aghast at what just happened, but then immediately realizes who they're dealing with, and transforms into a emerald, like a black but emerald toned horse to complete the look.
I don't know why you're looking at me like that. You can become a whole horse.
They bray at you, unable to speak with you now. But you get the saddle up onto them and alight to head back into town.
Yes, the ruse is set.
Oh, yes.
All right, and as you approach the town limits, you see that there are still a few people out and about. Again, avoiding the sun as much as possible. At least most of them are. but when they spot you as Wayclaw, do start moving towards the town inn, following behind you as you walk with your, well, as you trot on Reptar through the streets. Up at the inn.
I think,
So-
yeah, Jin will kind of announce as he goes, in his best kind of Wayclaw voice, town meeting, everyone.
Okay, roll me a performance check.
So
Perfect recollection of what he sounds like, surely.
Can I get advantage because, like, I am him?
For the-
and-
Yeah,
whole
yeah, you
ensemble
are.
and
Yeah,
everything.
you
Come
are
on.
him. You've got Reptar as a green horse.
Oh,
Oh
gosh.
dear.
Slightly better.
why is the horse
At double
green?
digits.
Well, so
Yeah.
she's not entirely green. She is a black horse, but like in the light you can see like reflective, like emerald green tones. Like he's explicitly bred a horse that has green to it.
Like a mouse.
Yeah,
It's the story about breeding green mice.
because that's absolutely a thing that Wayclaw would have done to be his steed. Which, even though Reptar apparently does not know his real thing, knows his fascination with green. Hence why she's. Yes. You get to the inn and realize you're going to have to get off of Reptar to get back inside, and Reptar's going to have to stay outside to complete this ruse. So, that is where we're going to finish up for tonight, with all of the townsfolk, or at least the remainder of the townsfolk, rallying behind the pretend Wayclaw, and the rest of a whole lot of townsfolk inside of the tavern, currently waiting for the message that is to be relayed onto them.
I can't believe we've actually pulled any of that off.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We'll see how it's gonna go next time. Yeah. Alrighty. Thanks everybody. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, bye.